Hi everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to my new subscribers. Welcome to the people that have been around. Welcome to the people that have been here since day one. Just welcome. I could say welcome to my nightmare, but that will go against my positivity for the year, which isn't working too good for me, is it, huh? Wasn't able to vlog a few days. Polly is still sick. Don't know what he has, and I'm pretty sure I didn't vlog this. I tried to look back what I vlogged, but I know I vlogged. I was talking about when his father destroyed our lives, and, well, I can't say what he did, but anyhow, he decided he wants nothing more to do with his son, and walked out of his son's life. And he knew that week there were 3 doctor's appointments that he had to bring us to, because just to catch you all up to speed, the new people, I have a very unreliable car that's 13 years old, and his father has 2 cars, and he just walked out of his son's life. And our son is disabled, so he has a lot of health issues, and he turned 18 on January 2nd. And if anybody has sent him a card to send him a card, I haven't been able to get it because he's too sick to go into the car, and obviously I can't leave him alone. Just so you know, we haven't forgot to thank you if there are any other cards besides what Margaret sent. A beautiful box for us with some gifts for Polly, which thank you again. But it's just been a rough, I don't know, since I think the 31st is when he got sick. I don't even remember. But I found some older thermometers. The ones who've been around, you guys know that, with my problem with my overheating body and the chills and all that, that I've collected thermometers over the last, what is it going on? In August, it will be 2 years that I'm suffering like this. So I tried to pull out some of the ones. So I had 3 I found that were like half bleep working. So the other night, it said 94.7, which is very bad. And Polly was really, really cold. I originally thought we still didn't get a thermometer from his father, by the way. But he was really cold. And I thought, like before you get a fever, you get cold, and he has a shiver. So I thought he was getting to a fever. But it said 94.7, which is very low. That's hypothermia, below hypothermia. So I got really nervous. So I took it again with that thermometer, and I took it 3 times with 3 different thermometers that are like half bleep working. So we got anywhere from 94.7, then 94.5, then 99.1, 99.9, 100.3, then we got a 101, and they're all not like one thermometer was the 100s, the other was this 90, all different numbers. So these cheap, I should say, they're not cheap, they cost a lot of money, but they're the cheapest thermometers. Well, not really. The store brand is the cheapest. These are the Vicks ones, which are better, but they don't last a long time, and I've been using them almost 3 years. Well, no, almost 2 years, a year and a half, doesn't matter, for a while. And in the summer, I have to take my temperature a lot, so that's why they probably ran out. I don't know. I wish they went back to the mercury thermometers. They just worked unless you dropped them, and then you had to chase those beads. I remember my mom dropped it once. Oh my gosh, it was awful. But I guess they're not safe. So anyhow, I have no idea what's going on with Polly, but what I talked about before, did I already start saying this? It feels like deja vu. Those appointments that his father was supposed to bring us to, Polly's doctor's appointments. So his father did his awful thing on the weekend before that week, when he knew he had to bring him to these appointments, bring us. Obviously, he wouldn't go along without me. And again, I still don't know why he did this, why he walked out of his life. They didn't bring him a gift for his 18th birthday, couldn't even text him a happy 18th birthday. 18th birthdays are special for everyone, but especially for someone who was born 9 weeks early, lived in the NICU for 2 months and 2 days, and the moment since he took his first breath, he had health issues, continues to have them. And did I say February for me? For me, it's August. It's 2 years. I keep mixing up. In this February, next month, it will be a year since our son was diagnosed with this very dangerous heart problem. So you think his father would want to make it really special, but he doesn't, and that's that. But anyhow, so why we had all those appointments, and I had more we had to go to, and I texted him at his father ad nauseum, and then he'd answer once, and actually I think it was on the phone. I had maybe 3 phone calls where he answered. I don't even know, it doesn't even matter, about 3, that's about it, but it's my problem, he says, and I try to explain to him, but he says, goodbye, 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 goodbye. I explained that he has 2 cars, if he could let me borrow one, because I used to use his car, but he doesn't let me, so at least I could bring him to the appointments. This was before he turned 18, so we could avoid this problem, but no, he wouldn't let me, he wouldn't bring us, and now we're in the problem. So our son is sick now, and that chart thing that those have been around know, I refer to the charts. The chart has been vanished. I don't know if I said it in another video. It's gone because he turned 18. And there's no way to get it back up. Well, there's a way, but to be able to have me to be able to write to the doctors or look up the doctors or anything, we have to have his primary care do something. And I don't think she's going to do it because they don't do the chart thing. And I told them on the chart thing, she probably won't do it because she says, oh no, they always do it. It's up to the primary care. I says, well, I don't know. But with all the new doctors Polly has, and some of the new ones have moved. Oh, I'm so tired. I don't know what I'm saying. And a couple places he doesn't even have a doctor because you know what happened to our world. So a lot of doctors left. They just left Dodge. And so he has either NPs, which is a nurse practitioner, or a PA, physician's assistant. But I had to call the doctor's service, and I had a very rude, disgusting, every bad word you can think of person that answered the phone and said I needed to get a call through to the doctor on call. And they said, what is my child's doctor's name? And I said, my child does not have a doctor. They either have an NP or PA, and they were very rude. And they said, that can't be so. Your child does have a doctor. Just like that. This person, who obviously, if you're calling at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, I don't know what it was, you're probably calling about an emergency, and you shouldn't be yelling at a parent. So Mr. A-hole, who talked to me that way, and I broke my New Year's resolution. I said I was not going to be a doormat and let people walk all over me, as he did. So he said, I would advise you to call them in the morning and find out the doctor's name. So this is some little punk who, dropped out of high school and has to work overnight shift at an answering service, I suppose. He was not a nurse, I'll tell you that. So if you work this or anyone you know, no disrespect to them, but the person I got was horrifying. So I'm like, can you just get the message to who's ever on call, please? Well, I need to know the doctor's name. I says, I don't know. I only know she's either NP or PA. Only saw her once, it's new. His doctor left. Then you know what happened to the world, and everything's mixed up, and this is what is happening. I can't tell you any more information than I have. So he kept saying about, you need to call and find out the doctor's name, and I should have put him in his place and said, listen, buddy, I have 4 college degrees, and what are you, a kindergarten dropout, so you have to work nights and you're mad and you're taken out on a parent who has a very sick child? But no, I didn't say it. So I broke my New Year's resolution. I let him walk all over me. Then when I finally got the doctor and just explained, what I had to explain, what I was calling for, and then I just said how it was really bad how the answering service said, we have a doctor, and he would advise me to call in the morning to find out the doctor's name since I didn't know it. I said, my son does not have a doctor, and the doctor on call chuckled. He thought it was funny. I think that tops any complaint anyone has shared with me about their medical community, and like I've shared about, I don't know what's wrong with these people in the medical community, but to have a doctor laugh already, I am upset. What's going on? I have already texted his father 1,000,000 times, and that has nothing to do with why I got upset. I'm upset. My son is sick. He's now 18. But they broke the HIPAA and let me talk to the doctor, which is good. I'm not saying it's bad, but HIPAA is only HIPAA when the doctor decides it's HIPAA. So if it's not convenient for them, HIPAA, we can't help you. But if they decide whatever, I don't even know, Oh, it's okay. You can talk, whatever. This is a crock of crap, let me tell you. There is no reason what I have been through. Begging his father to get us a thermometer that works, getting us, it's him. Obviously, I don't need a thermometer. I got my broken ones to use. A thermometer and Tylenol. That was the most important thing. So I was calling to see if he's allowed to take Tylenol with one of his problems that he has that nobody had told me. So I was hopeful that his father would actually bring it because he wakes up early. I know his schedule, and he had more than enough time. There's gas stations open, there's convenience stores, everything. Well, he didn't. Totally ignored 17 messages. Did not do anything for Polly. Left his child. Like I say, I could feel him, and I knew when he was warm. Now I'm mixing up the thing. The night before he was warm. And also, I've been texting his father. I stopped texting him because obviously he doesn't care. But now when he got sick, oh, that's my thumb. Hello, thumb. I've been texting him because that's his child. That's his responsibility. But he doesn't feel it is. So it's been a week or more. Polly's not feeling well. He's sick, getting worse. And we're in this jam because of his father didn't bring us to those appointments and the other to do what we had to do. So once he's 18, I could, well, like I said, the one doctor broke the rule because it was convenient for them, but I was thankful they broke the rule, don't get me wrong. But other places where I'm trying to call to find out, because he's got appointments set up, which was all in that chart thing, they made them, and then you look, but can't look because the thing has disappeared. So it's a big mess. It's a big mess. And see, I was trying to be proactive to do what we had to do, and I told him way ahead of time about the appointments. He put them in his phone. I watched him do it, and then he's denying it, that he didn't put it in his phone, and I'm lying, and blah, 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 blah. Bottom line, he can say whatever he wants. I have a bunch of texts that he is not answering, how sick his son is, that he should have brought us to the doctors, but he didn't, so the least he could do is drop off the Tylenol, the thermometer, Gatorade, water, some soup or broth or whatever, but no, he's too busy ho-ho-hoing with his whore. And if that insults you, I'm really sorry, but you know what? Enough is enough. Our son has another parent who walked out of his life and living it up with his whore. There's no reason to do that. Well, I don't care what he does with his whore. Well, hopefully the karma will come from his whore, but I don't dish out karma, but he still has a child. The child came first, and he has a responsibility, and he knows I have a car that's unreliable, and he knows our child is sick, and I made it clear in my text that I cannot bring him out. I can't physically pick him up. He's bigger than me. Like, if it's a smaller child, worst case scenario, I'd have to wrap him up in a blanket and bring him, and I could get the stuff, but he's bigger than me, so I can't bring him. So he's weak. He's sick, and I can't leave him alone. So his father's running around town anyhow, buying everything for his whore and whatever, her kids, their kids. I don't even know what's going on, and I don't care. All I care about is he needs to be responsible. And he's not. So I don't know what else to do. So here we are. And that 94.7 really concerned me. So I got him warmed up. I put more blankets on. Luckily, I have spare blankets. And I had asked his father to buy him some slippers, which he didn't. But we did have Margaret. We did have your socks on, which was very nice. But still, his feet were frozen. So his body temperature obviously did drop. So I had him sit over next to the that portable heater I have, which, by the way, of course, is breaking now. Of course it is. But, I got him some tea. I made him some tea. I got him some tea. We have tea just comes out of the walls. Now I made him some tea. So he got warmed up. And then I had found a bottle of Tylenol that I had one left. One Tylenol. It was adult. There's no dosing on there, so I tried to look it up on the internet, which took forever and a day, but they had it, mLs to mgs, and I don't remember all that anymore. Then they had, do 7 mLs times the weight. Well, that didn't come out right at all. I mean, I mean, if it says do 7 mLs per pound to find out how much he takes, I obviously know math. Well, I know math really well. That wasn't right. So I figured, because Polly doesn't weigh a lot, he's thin like I am. So I thought 1 Tylenol would be good. So the other thing with the sickness he has is it's like a stomach thing. So I called the 24-hour pharmacy, which they used to be very helpful, but they weren't. All I wanted to know was, I said he has some stomach issue bug, and how long does it take for the Tylenol to get into your system? And he just talked to me like I was like from outer space. I don't know. I guess everyone was having a bad day. I was, but I sure didn't take it out on anyone. So anyhow, well, I couldn't really tell you. Of course they can tell. This is not the first rodeo I've been through, you know. I have a bunch of kids. So anyhow, I said, so if he pukes or something, within 15 minutes, will the Tylenol have gone in? He's saying, what are you saying? And so I didn't get any answer. So basically, I gave him the Tylenol I had, and it was good. Don't worry, it wasn't expired. It was good. And so we decided he would just sip a little. I mixed it up in a little bit of baby food bananas, which that's all I had. Well, I had pudding, but I didn't want to put in pudding because I haven't given him any milk. So it stays down. So we did that, and then he wanted to sit with me. He didn't want to go right to bed for an hour to make sure that everything was okay. So the medicine worked because he was feeling really awful and achy and everything, and he's got a lot of symptoms. But you know, he's 18 years old now, and I don't need to divulge his symptoms. But he's very sick. Bottom line, very sick and a heart patient. So I really have no words. And if you're new, I'm sorry you're hearing this vent, but you know, I hope you never have to live through what I am with your child's father totally ignoring every text you send, not even sending a text happy birthday to his child who was born 9 weeks early, who was suffering, struggling to live his whole life in the NICU. Everything he went through is unbelievable. He made his 18th birthday, and then I thought, sorry about my thumb. We thought, we as me, I always say we like I have someone else who's helping me. It's me. That, you know, he's being weaned off some medicine. I'm weaning it, and that's a whole nother story with that doctor's office, but I'm not even going to go there. But anyhow, so I thought, wow, he's on the road. Maybe he'll be able to get his permit, and maybe he could learn to drive. And then this heart thing came up. So I don't know. He's just not getting a break, but, you know, this is what I was trying to avoid. And maybe when you're listening to me talk about, you know, how his father didn't bring us and wouldn't bring us, and then he walked out of his life, you know, just whatever. And I text him and even talked to him once about that 18 thing. He says, whatever, it's your problem. No, it's not my problem. You're his father. You have 2 cars. Either give me a car to use or you're going to have to bring us. No, he won't. That's it. So all this could have been avoided. I could have called doctors. I could have got on the chart thing. I could have done everything. But because he turned 18, once you turn 18, he even got a text, which was on my phone, on my text, that said, happy birthday, Polly. From now on, we will no longer send you text messages about your prescriptions because you are now 18 years old. You have to call this number and blah, blah, blah. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? That's like, what is that? Like, you have a cut and someone comes over and puts lemon juice in it. That was like the last straw. So anyhow, that was the week that I promised we were going to have all about Polly, dedicated to Polly, since considering his father makes a whole month worth of birthday for our older daughter, and she got 4 hotel birthdays. Her 18th was a hotel birthday. There was several $1,000s, but Polly didn't even get a text. Plus, he's sick, and his father knew it. He knew it. I don't know what to say, but I wish none of you will ever have to live through something like this, because those who've been around long know I get stress nausea. I am so nauseous I can't even look at food. I can't even watch YouTube if anyone pulls out any food. I'm so sick to my stomach because this is upsetting me so much that, of course, as we all know, as people who I got to know on here, I talk to, say, you know, he's just trying to hurt me, obviously, but, you know, the bottom line is it's his son he's hurting the most. Not only hurting, you know, like hurting his heart, he's hurting his health. It's called neglect. It's called abandonment. but he doesn't care. And I wrote that in text too, in case, I don't know. But anyhow, so much for the positives, but I am still picking out positives every day. I just wish he'd get well, and unfortunately the doctor that we need to see would be the one that would say, he's 18, can't talk to you. That's the one that's what I already said. Once he turns 18, I have to find him an adult doctor, but there are no adult doctors. She says, well, just let him go to yours. I haven't seen my doctor in, well, I think 2 years before that whole thing happened, because I didn't need him, but then I needed him, and they said he wasn't seeing patients, and I don't even know he takes his insurance, and he's still not seeing patients, so I need to be seen. And I thought if I got in there, then I could talk to him, because obviously I'd have my son with me, and plead and beg with him, could you please take my son on, because I would trust him with my son. But it's a specialty doctor, and there are not many around, and the ones we have, nobody's taking patients. I think the only way you can get in is if you're already a patient, and that doesn't guarantee it. Or maybe if you give them a bunch of money on the side, which I don't have. So anyhow, sorry to the new people. If you go back to my vlogs a year ago, last Vlogmas, whatever, you'll see a lot more nice vlogs. And I'm sorry, this is real and raw, and this is our life right now. And sadly, it's not very good, but doing the best we can. So, anyhow, I hope you're having a better start to the new year, because ours isn't going very well. But, we just keep pushing forward, and I'll do whatever I have to for my son. I've done it all these years, and it just makes me mad how men just get to walk away, and people just say, well, it's a guy, it's a guy. Nope, that's not an excuse. Not at all. But anyhow, tell me how your holiday was. I haven't heard from anyone. Let me know. So for now, don't forget to subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. Sure, sharing is caring. Don't forget to pay it forward. It feels good in your heart. Polly's heart and my heart. My lips are dry once again. Be the reason someone smiles today. Believe me, it makes a difference. I know Polly always makes me smile, but kind of sad looking at him so sick. So I sure would like a smile on my face, which would be, I hope Polly gets better soon, but it seems like every day that goes by, he's not getting any better. So for now, thanks for stopping by, and not going to make any promises about making anything. We still haven't had the cake yet, because I thought I was going to, the cake that I figured out should have been in the freezer, and it's been in the fridge, so it's probably no good. We were going to put the candles on and at least light them, but I'm pretty sure I don't have matches. And just have him blow it out for you guys, because this is what I promised you, but he's just too sick. So we will hope for next week. We'll continue what I plan to do this week, knock on wood. You will remember for the year 2023, it will be knock on wood, I guess. It's going to be that kind of year. So for now, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Bye for now.